I want to share with you what is happening in the background, because I see a lot of people starting to work. So when you see all of those icons there, you can be anonymous or you can be signed in. So in this case, you will have your contribution to be assigned to your account, or it doesn't matter, it can be completely anonymous. Now, it's important to experiment with this technology. This is not something really, incredibly difficult. It's a public document. You can do with any document that you own by sharing, by saying anybody with a link can edit. Just by doing that, basically you have a live web page that you can share with anybody, and you can gather contributions. Now, if it is difficult for you now to switch screen, switch tab, you're on your mobile phone, don't worry, because we will share this link with you. You will have all the time to get back to this and contribute. So finally, now we go, it's time for you to work. Let me again resume the sequence of things. And you should have already dedicated some time to this profound and motivating question that George and the team shared with you as soon as you subscribe for this workshop. Let me remind you that this is an interactive workshop. So this is the time for you to work, and that people are still coming in. Okay. So please focus on this question here. So what is the specific challenge that you'd like this workshop to help you grow the capability to meet? So it's very specific. So what is your challenge and how can we help you together? And to contribute, I will ask you to go to this website. That's a public one. I'm gonna prepare the URL for you. I will paste it inside the chat. And let me show you what happens if you go there. So you will land into this document. Okay. So there is a little bit of instructions and an example. What we want you to do is to find an empty spot. So after George, Max, Anna, maybe here. And I want you to type your name. Okay. And then soon after, your specific challenge you want to get help with.
I would like to make a suggestion.
Yep.
About the scope of the challenge that we try to share with each other, because it's important. The reason we do this is to find others with similar challenges so that we can connect and start networking, collaborating. And for that, the two possibilities to avoid is, one is that you scope the challenge as huge as how to awaken humanity. Well, that's not a practical thing, so it's better to have something that you can act on. And the other extreme would be to scope the challenge, the expression of your challenge so narrowly that how can I get some food delivered to my step mother who is living in a different city? This is a challenge, but it's too specific. So somewhere between the two, find the one that is more likely, that will attract co-conspirators to you.
So that you can enrich and improve your challenge. So thank you for coming back. I hope you had fun and you got inspired. Now, please, would you please go back in the public document, find the place where you wrote your initial challenge. If you didn't, this is time to do it. And I want you to take note of any insight, any clarifying question that was enriching your challenge. So let me paste again the URL in the chat window. So please go into this document here in the chat. Okay. And let me show you what I would do. You need to find the Google Doc where everybody was inserting the challenge. Now, if you have a little bit of trouble finding your name again, there's a little tip for you. If you press on your keyboard Control F or Command F if you are on a Mac, so Control F on Windows, Command F, you can find your name in the document. So I am Massimo, two of them. Okay, there you go. So if you cannot find your name, try to use either Command F on Macintosh or Control F and type your name so you would go directly where is your working area.
Can you repeat what you want people to write there now?
I want you to read again your initial challenge, and immediately after, I want you to make some notes about the questions that you received. What is that you have to focus on? What is that you have to improve? Is there any weak aspects, or is there any strong aspect? So how is your awareness of your challenge changed? Please take a couple of minutes because then we're going to move to the next activity. Thank you.
And so even if I would say that even if you didn't receive many questions for clarifications about your challenge, but if any new insights came up, you can use this time to improve or update the challenge that you wrote there with any new insights.
We are going to work again on your challenge, this time on a larger group. And this time you can express a preference. There are going to be two main themes, and you have to pick one of them. So I will show you how to do that. Let me introduce the themes. We have the theme A, that is building resilient communities, while the theme B is about creating large system change. Something interesting that happened that within my colleagues, we've been discussing the meaning of those words, and we spent 45 minutes trying to define those words. Well, the nice thing that George said about the action research, that by definition, we don't give any definition. So this is the place where we will ask you to join the label you are most attracted to, because you will have the possibility of defining what it means for you. And to do that, we want you to be motivated by your challenge. Now, if you are already in our global document, okay, that is the After the Pandemic Public, I would like you to go all the way at the end of the document, scroll down, and you will find a table with your names. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay. So the very last section at the end of this public document, you should be able to find at page 12 the table to pick a team. So there should be your name there. Okay. And in the column near your name, please specify if you want to be part of building resilient communities or B, creating large system change.
Let me just comment on something that Dan Feldman posted in the chat, saying that he wants to go to B and A because they are two sides of the same coin. Of course, that's true, that conceptually, community building and large system change, two sides of the same coin. But energetically, if I have to look into my heart and ask myself, where do my creative energies moving spontaneously? what is the domain in which I feel making the most contribution? What is that I'm most passionate about? I would like to share a perspective, how I hold systems change and creating resilient communities. Of course, I know, just like all of us know, that systems change does depend on having democratic, co-creative, resilient communities. Without that, nothing will change. And also, we can build many fascinating communities, but as long as the large systems remain exploitative, extractive, the way we know how large governments and businesses operate, then the impact of any resilient communities would be very limited, would be limited in this case to a small local area.
The room are prepared. Now there are hosts inside each room, and you will be one by one invited there. So I would ask kindly to host to, start to work together until the room is filled in. So I'm muting all. Okay. I'm creating rooms. And now I'm going to assign you according to your preference. So be ready to be teletransported, right?